storm coming soon. There'll be thunder.
Did you see the pair that got hauled into tyres?
Will we ever see the sun again?
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that. Clive, did you get my letter?
That's why I'm here.
Shh. Otto won't be listening.
Is this better?
A little. Listen, I've some bad news. It turns out the Hideaway may be slightly behind in its payment to certain lenders, and it may be my fault. But I swear to the goddess, I thought I had the numbers square. Sadly, that square turned out to be more. I can straighten it out, I swear, but I'm gonna need help keeping...
Bit late for that.
There you are!
So let me get this straight. And instead of coming straight to me, you get Clive to come to you. The man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. Well, who needs paying?
Oh, just Martha. And the dame.
We owe 3 of our most trusted friends 5 million gil.
Each. 5 million. Each. They lent us the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the Hideaway, you see, and, well, I must have made some sort of oversight.
Those ledgers were my responsibility, and it was my decision to entrust them to you. This is my fault.
Do we have that much to hand? I can always ask my uncle.
No, we don't. And no, you won't. We've lightened Lord Rosfield's purse enough. After the king's ransom we had off him, he deserves better than to see our begging bowl. Besides, we'll need to learn to stand on our own if we're gonna make this work.
All right. But that doesn't mean you have to shoulder the burden yourself. Is there anything I can do to help?
There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to Martha and the dame?
Rocks.
Rocks, he says. Worth 1,000 talents apiece, these are.
A little something Sid and I set aside for when times got lean. And I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies. I just hope our associates' eyes are a bit more discerning than yours.
I'm sure there will be.
Should be me making the rounds, really. But you know how it is with this place. Orders to bark, arses to wipe, and all that.
I know. Which is why I don't mind going in your place.
Go. Do you know why I only gave Master Clive here 2 star rubies?
Because you'd rather Lady Karen killed me.
Because I'd rather Lady Karen killed you. Yes.
Well, I suppose this is goodbye then.
Don't worry. I'm sure Karen will understand.
Really? Do you think so?
No, I don't.
shadows in the villages.
Clive, we weren't expecting you.
I wasn't expecting to be here, but it seems we still owe you a and though I doubt it's what you were expecting.
A star, Ruby? I can't accept this. It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you can find your...
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no one would anyway. Why are you the one here asked bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it? The old goat...
Something like that. Most days I think he's the only reason the hideaway's still standing.
Same as always, eh? Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander, word is he was the first one Sid reached out to. Sid may have been the face of the hideaway, and when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end of it.
His death was hard on everyone.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, he was the one who nominated. I reckon what he saw in Sid, he saw in you too. And don't we all? Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn and twice as handsome, neither. That, and you keep good company.
I suppose I do.
My lord Marquis, is that you? It is you. I am Sebastian Rutherford.
Of course.
Yes, my lord.
And what was so sensitive that you...
1,000 apologies, my lord.
It's all right.
I am here at Martha's Rest, at the behest of your lord uncle, tasked with learning what I am able of the realm. And what I have learned is grim. The subsequent darkening of the heavens has only made things worse. The gears of governance have the realm. Your lord uncle, however...
That sounds like...
It is. Hence my having enlisted the aid of several colleagues.
Alas.
I have lost contact. They are both able-bodied and trained in the sword. Yet in these dark times...
So you want me? I'll need to know whether...
One I sent to invest...
That doesn't exactly narrow it down.
Thank you, my lord.
It's not going to be easy finding one man in an entire republic. Let's hope someone here's seen something.
Mummy, are the bad men going to come back?
The gentlemen of the town guard.
You wouldn't happen to know that these is...
Not the gentlemen of the League of Magic.
Fly, Ambrosia. Someone's got himself in trouble.
I don't see your so you can start by giving us all the coppers in your purse.
I already told...
Then maybe we'll take that pretty out...
Please! These men are trying to...
I'll deal with this.
Thank you.
You that one's master, then? If you'd kindly pay the coin he owes us.
Or you can go back to your garrison and I won't report you to your captain.
Oh, you're more than welcome to. He hasn't had many visitors since we slit his throat.
I'd expect as much from Hugo's faithful, but these were men of the fist.
Much has changed in the Republican Army.
You've seen this kind of thing before, then?
Many times. I was sent here to...
You're one of Rutherford's men. He sent me to look for you.
Well, then you have my thanks. I arrived in Dalimil several days ago, but his men
The captain is no more.
Fortunately, I was able to bribe my way free. Only...
What of the Fist's central... Surely they wouldn't allow such lawlessness amongst their ranks.
I would imagine they are unaware of it. Most of the army has fallen back to the capital and hunkered down behind her walls. Those who weren't recalled now rule the fringes unchecked, answering to no one but themselves.
Then it's worse than we imagined. You should return to Rosaria. It's not safe here.
I'll find a car... you won't mind if I...
Not at all. Now, if he was bound for Oriflamme...
Ready, go?
There's a lot of road between here and the capital. Rutherford's man could be anywhere. No use calling Ambrosia now.
Come on. Faster!
What happened here?
If you're with the others, they've already relieved me of my belongings.
I'm not. I'm looking for someone who was sent here by a man named Rutherford.
And then you found him. I am Alistair Rockford, attendant to the Lady Ariane of House Wellesley.
Of the 7 high houses of Rosaria. It's been a long time since last I saw my great-aunt. Is she well?
My Lord Marquis? Yes. I was on my way back from the old capital.
Bandits.
They looked more like field... It didn't matter in the end. I did what I could to help the victims, but all it earned me...
Which way did they go?
South.
All right. Founder knows I've met enough of their kind. You head back to Northreach.
Thank you.
They just couldn't resist, could they?
This one's ours, pretty boy.
Let's try.
Yay, I leveled up.
Make for the town while you can. There may be more bandits.
Don't need to tell me twice.
This looks to be all of them.
I thought I told you to make for the Vale.
And stand by as ill might befall the heir to the ducal throne.
It's just Clive. And I'm fine, which is more than can be said for you.
I will survive.
Strange that the garrison wouldn't intervene in such a brazen attack so...
The garrison have their hands full inside the city. There are few hands left. The market stalls are nearly bare, and the price for what remains is exorbitant. It's not uncommon to see a fight break out over a crust of bread. When I said the ones who attacked me didn't have the look of bandits, I meant it. probably just desperate.
Rockford, if you are to continue your investigation, you first need to seek the attention of a healer.
Of course. I shall return to Northreach right away, but allow me to thank you first.
Don't thank me.
I suppose he'll be wondering. I shall send him a stolus.
My uncle certainly has his work cut out for him. If it isn't already too late. I should go and tell Rutherford that his colleagues are still in one piece. I see you're still in.
The Rest's location affords a constant flow of... Speaking of which, I received word from both...
I only happen to be in the right place at the... They both seem to think the realm's...
I am afraid that Grim... Storm is in crisis, and if we are to free her, we must work together. Such is your Lord Uncle's wish.
Okay.
As it is mine.
There were ghosts at the gate, not days ago.
Those things I said before about not being able to fight.
Milady.
Gifts? Oh my. Clive, you really have outdone yourself.
Otto asked me to give it to you. To settle the Hideaway's debt with the Veil. And to compensate you for the time it took us to do so.
You disappoint me, Clive. I thought you might finally be warming to me. Tell Otto he can keep his baubles. I tried to tell him as much the first time around. The man owes me nothing, nor does the Hideaway. My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and willingly. It was the least I could do.
You once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. Please, accept it. For my sake. And for Otto's. For all of us. For all you've done.
It is rather fetching, isn't it? Very well. Otto is lucky to have you, Clive. I doubt anything could ever replace his son. But you and the others at the Hideaway are the closest thing he has to family.
Otto had a son.
Long ago, yes. Sid told me Otto lost him when he was just a boy, and blamed himself for not being able to stop it. I don't know how it happened, whether there was anything he could have done.
I didn't know.
How could you have? I doubt anyone did. Besides Sid, I've never met a man more keen to bear his sorrows in stoic silence. An ill habit, given that both have always been surrounded by friends desperate to help them.
I'm beginning to see that. Greg will want to know the stones were delivered. If he's still with us. Good. Still alive. So Lady Karen accepted the ruby.
Oh, she was just too stubborn to take it. She threw it right back in my face, in fact, and told me I could...
Karen refused payment.
I hope it wasn't something I said.
I'm sure you were as tactful as ever.
Oh, wonderful.
My dude, you had one job. I like literally traveled for this dude to pay the debts. And look at this dude, what a coward. Alright, let's see what Lady Karen says.
Lady Karen, Goad tells me you weren't happy with our offer. Would you prefer the debt was repaid in coin?
What debt? I don't recall lending any of you like my hard-earned gil. I may have tossed a talent or two in the Hideaway's coffers, but those were donations, and you can hardly call it charity if you go asking for it back.
Of course not. But one good turn deserves another. Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who happened to have become a prince.
Oh, so you're a prince now, are you? Fine. But I'm selling it and taking what I'm owed, then you're getting the rest whether you like it or not. Where'd you even get this? A decent trader might nab 1,000 talents for a star ruby. A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Sid the Outlaw himself. Might be I already have a buyer in mind. Might be you even know her. A fine continental maid whose beauty's only eclipsed by a guile in commerce. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all. Just be sure to tell her that it's always a pleasure doing business.
I hear you ended up delivering all thanks to this lump. I sometimes wonder what I pay you for.
Speaking of which,
Oh, so you remember what's owed to you then? Get your ass behind that disc of yours and don't get up before those ledgers are square. Right away.
I've seen that before.
Yeah. Plenty of times. It was the only goblet Sid ever used. Either out of habit, or because the filthy soul couldn't be bothered to find a clean one.
I knew so little about him.
Like most people.
Martha and the Dame both seem to have fond memories of him. But how long did you know Sid before?
Before he died. 20 summers. Back in the day, I was a purser on a trade ship. Which is where I met him. He bought passage to... forget where. And having nothing better to do on the long nights, we sit up drinking Island rum till the morning bell dragged me back with my post not long after that. On account of making a fine maiden's belly fat. But me and Sid stayed close. We simply one day sail the seas again. That was before fate stepped in and said she was having none of it. The magic woke inside my son soon after his first name day, and there was no hiding his nag.
Couldn't you and your family have?
My family are the ones who summoned the constable.
Oh no.
Taken away. I couldn't turn my back on him. Forget what I felt.
Oh.
For the life of me, understand how they could.
The baby.
Sid was of the same mind as me. It was him who stood beside me when all I wanted was to tear the whole world down. Him who cried for me when I had no tears left of my own. Him who swore he'd do everything he could. And he was true to his word too. Left the Royal Army once and for all. His ranks, his ribbons, threw away everything he had, all to right a wrong that no one else knew then. I'd follow that. He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod, if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that. Ignore just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, what would he? Him or anyone? Why don't you? Don't want him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction. I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Would you rather go with the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine. We'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that. Nyx was with me in the Dominion before I primed. She would have watched the battle unfold and witnessed its outcome. I trust you'll be waiting for me in Tabor, where I can finally introduce you.
Wee.
This won't take long. I just wanted to ask how you're getting on. August was worried about you, and you might still be doubting your craft, even after learning the trick of that cuirass. Is there something else weighing on your mind? Perhaps sharing your thoughts might help.
That bastard's like a dog with a bone. Still, you've got a keen eye, I'll give him that. He's just, well, Karen showed me something I've never seen before.
And that was?
A sword. An odd-looking thing with a single-edged blade. The metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but fuck me, the edge on it. You could slice a man clean in two with a weapon like that, and he'd be halfway home before he even realised he'd been cut.
So that's what's troubling you?
No, they're not troubling me exactly.
And if you knew how to do it, we could arm the curse breakers with even better blade.
That's about the size of it.
I'll see what I can find out. Sharper swords are always welcome. We can't have our master blacksmith being distracted.
You're a soft touch, you know that. But I can't say I'm not grateful for it.
Thank you. Let's see what Karen knows about this sword.
Okay, Clive. There you go.
You're looking well, Karen.
What you want? Out with it.
I want to know about the sword you showed Blackthorn. Single-edged and extremely sharp.
Running around after him again, are you?
I suppose I am, yes. But I need to help him find out how to work an edge like that. It's driving him to distraction.
Little wonder, I suppose. There's not many like that make it as far as the twins, and those that do go straight into private collections. Which made it nice and easy finding a buyer.
Can you tell me who bought it? Where is it now?
You think I tell people who my clients are? Suppose you're not likely to go nicking him off me, are you now? Fine. If you stop mooning, Lord Ignac's the man you want. Dalmekian bloke. Collects, and he's got more money than sense, which is why he's one of my... reckon he'll still be at the inn in Dal...
Thank you, Karen.
Oh. And he's...
I appreciate the warning. Take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Karen's collector.
Lubo did well to bring Conrad and Natalie together. My reputation will be ruined! Ruined!
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac, I beg of you, before you do yourself a mischief.
On the intrusion, but...
Out! Get out! I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be disturbed. Leave me be!
Please, allow me to apologize. His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been fond of guests arriving unannounced.
Radim! Get rid of the filthy oaf this instant!
Very good, Lord Ignac. Would you mind stepping outside for a moment?
I'm sorry if I've caused you any trouble.
No. That's just how his lordship is. He's been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made away with the...
I don't suppose a certain blade was on a single-edged sword.
Ah.
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage.
You are but to state it. You are welcome to anything that is within my power to grant.
I want an audience with Lord Ignac. A few minutes.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse.
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves went.
I did not, no. Though some, every ill-gotten coin in Dalamon.
And that's where I'm headed.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac in your absence, and arrange for an audience upon your...
That will be very kind.
Farewell.
This must be Ignac's luggage. Nothing seems to be damaged. All right.
I hear I have you to thank for the return of my effects. What should I call you, my good man?
Wyvern. Glad to make your acquaintance.
A formidable name indeed. Well, Wyvern, I appear to be in your debt. Radim here tells me you wished for an audience. Is that all?
A few moments of your time should suffice, yes.
You're a peculiar fellow, Wyvern. All right, speak.
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about a certain single-edged sword you recently acquired.
Oh, a true work of art, that one. Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim here to get my hands on that sword. It was made in the Outer Isles and is used exclusively by the practitioners of a unique school of Saberleaf. No combat should ever exceed a single strike and hone their blades. Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke. There's a brutal...
How do they house it?
Why, they use a whetstone, of course. Whetstones, rather. The whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharpening stone, then... But it is the final stone which lends the blade a mineral quite foreign. And that is why when it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to services rendered. Take this, together with my regards. The very stone of which I spoke, far rarer among collectors than even the blade itself, and a far more fitting payment.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship. However, it is long past.
I am locked in bitter competition with a rival collector of curiosities. I am one step ahead of the unscrupulous scoundrel.
And there are many other collectors out there.
Too many to count, but only one do I consider my nemesis.
Oh my god.
Byron Ross. And is a perennial thorn in my side.
I can imagine.
Farewell, Wyvern. May our paths cross again. Radim, we mustn't dawdle.
I think his lordship is rather taken with you, Master Wyvern. Coming, my lordship.
Trust Uncle Byron to find such an interesting rival. Now, let's see what Blackthorn makes of this whetstone, shall we? Sorry for the wait, but hopefully you'll agree it was worth it.
You learned something about that sword then?
I did better than that.
Whetstone?
Yes. But not one you'll find anywhere in Valisthea.
On the grunt. One hit and all done, eh? Won't it be so bad if all we ever fought were duels? Good luck on the battlefield. Your second opponent will be your last, no matter how good you were.
Even so, is there some...
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right kind of steel, I could probably even make a twin of the blade that rattled me. But there'd be no replacing this little rock once I worn it down to a sliver. I reckon we get a dozen swords from it, if that. Swords that the curse breakers wouldn't know how to wield properly, and that would see them. No point trying to copy that thing. Be about as much use as finishing our blades with a whetstone is fine. Now that's something that can what's finer than fallen masonry. Just imagine it. Good Valisthean steel. I won't make a copy now.
I'm sure the curse breakers will be just...
Now you want? I've been working day and night since I was half your age. And Hey, I owe you one. August 2. It's good to know someone's looking.
You'll be happy to hear you said...
I'll see that my debt to you's paid. First new blade I make, you come and find me when you've got them.
Right.
Oh. Oh.
So, will it be?
I have everything.
No scratches, all right? Should do you. Bring me the materials, and I'll think about it. And?
Oh Lord, I don't have any more missions? Maybe I could try to do the quests. The Moogle quests.
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that. Clive. How may I help you today? One must understand one's place in the world.
Oh.
Here's the latest information I have.
Oh, baby Clive. Toggle. Toggle with a puppy and a puppy and a puppy and a puppy. Toggle.
The state of the realm is ever changing.